Hi class, today's lesson is on converting between percents and decimals. So a percent is a fraction. This symbol represents a percent sign. So if we used 15%, 15% is equivalent to 15 over 100. This would be its fraction form. With 100 always as the denominator, the bottom number, and our percent is always our numerator, our top number. So if we used 0.15 and we turned it into a percent, what we would do is first write the 0.15 and we would move the decimal to the right 2 times. We always move it 2 times. So we move it once, twice. This would be equivalent to 15%. To move a decimal to a fraction, we always move the decimal 2 times to the right. To move So if we are moving, these are 3 examples. 0.25, so we move it 2 times, which becomes 25%. If we used 0.50, we moved it 2 times, it becomes 50%. If we have 0.75, we move it 2 times, it becomes 75%. So what is interesting is about 0.30. We moved it 2 times to the right and had to use a space filler, which is why it became 30%. I'll show you it again. So 0.3, 0.4, and 0.7. We have to use a space filler as a 0. So it becomes 30%, 40%, and 70% after we move it to the right. So what are the main points? To move a percent to a decimal, we always move it 2 times to the left. To move a decimal to a percent, we always move it 2 times to the right. It's always 2 spaces, whether it is to the left or the right. That depends on which way we're moving our decimal. If we're making it a percent or a decimal. It can be used to help you determine your grades in a class or a test. It can also be used to help you understand taxes on items or your paycheck. It's also helpful when calculating tips. It's also used when understanding interest rates and in math.